future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate, to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay on ubnradio.com.
And welcome. My name is Dr. Marissa, also known as the new Asian Oprah, and you're listening to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios at Universal Broadcasting Network.com. And I'm here with my fabulous station manager, Tony Sweet, who is doubling as my sound engineer today because Christian's having fun getting in with the traffic. Something's going on. There you go. And this is a show about hope and how to be happy 88% of the time. So with the help of my guests, I talk about how you can make banana bread out of black bananas. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words. No Kardashian talk. And if you missed any of my past episodes with fantastic past Oprah guests like Marianne Williamson, Don Miguel Ruiz, Dr. Pat Allen, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, Dr. John Gray, and last week, Janine Roth, you can get the links from my website, www.balance.org, or from UBN, or from Stitcher, or from iTunes, or from YouTube. So there's really no excuse not to get a lot of Dr. Marissa. And today's question of the week is, why are women so mean to each other? And I have a special guest coming on who's also fighting traffic, but she will be here very soon to talk about that question. But before we go there, I have a special guest on the line. One of the most fun things I get to do is sponsor wonderful, wonderful events. And this is one of the ones that I'm actually doing for the second year. And I'd like to welcome to my studio Greg Shank, who is the CEO of the Newport Beach Film Festival. Greg, welcome to the show. Greg? He was there? He's there? Okay. I think he's on mute still. But Greg, I met last year. I had been asked to sponsor the Asian Spotlight. This year they're calling it the Pacific Rim Showcase out of the Newport Beach Film Festival. And what that festival is, it's one of the leading lifestyle film festivals in the U.S. It brings to Orange County the best of classic and contemporary filmmaking from around the world. It's committed to enlightening the public with first-class international film program, a forum for cultural understanding, and enriching educational opportunities. It focuses on showcasing a diverse collection of studio and independent films from around the globe. This is the 13th annual Newport Beach Film Festival. It's running April 26th, right around the corner, to May 3rd, and it will spotlight 400 films from around the world. I get to sponsor the Pacific Rim Showcase with films from Australia, Japan, Korea, and China, and then the amazing after party at Fashion Island in Newport Beach with Asian food, dance, entertainment, and, Tony, there's an open bar. Ooh, we got to get a sound effect for that. I just found out about that this morning. But you are totally welcome to join me. I will be there. And Greg was so kind to actually donate and give away 2 tickets. So we're going to have a little contest for that a little later on in the show in my ticket giveaway. So I don't know why we're not having good sound with Greg, but those 2, I don't know, should we try to... He's showing up. Do you want to try calling him? Okay, we can try calling him. But I wasn't going to do this, but since we have time, my girls do not want to accompany me this year. So, no, not those girls. But I'm gonna run a. If you caught me yesterday on NBC, I was on 10 AM 1050 Smart Money Talk Radio, fabulous show, and I was there with our guest today, Michelle Patterson. We had a great time talking about women in business. And no, that's not an oxymoron. Sorry. But manifesting, yes, I'm single again. So I think we should have a contest. And if you'd like to be my date for the Pacific Rim Showcase and Gala Party on April the 28th, I have a free ticket to accompany male. Tony, you're right. Otherwise, Tony's going to be my date. But if you would like to audition for that, send your resume and your picture to flowers, candy, little blue box. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously. It is a phenomenal event, and it does showcase wonderful films from the world. And if you didn't notice, there's a reason why I'm sponsoring the Pacific Rim Showcase, is because my roots are from China. Yay! And I think we have him. Welcome to the show, Greg,
Hi.
CEO. Yay! We had you, and then we didn't have you, but that's okay. Now we have you again.
Yes, you do.
So I gave the whole spiel of what the Newport Beach Film Festival was, and if you could see if I got it right. Tell me, you're the CEO, and I was
correct.
pleased to get to meet you last year and actually introduce your Chinese film. And I think I'm on your docket again. But tell me, how long have you been the CEO?
I'm the co-founder, so 15 years. This is actually our 15th anniversary for the festival.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
It is an amazing event, and I'm glad to see. I see all the billboards now around my hometown, Seal Beach, and I get to go, I'm a sponsor.
Yep.
So you woke up one morning and said, I want a film festival?
No. I was involved in investment banking and did a lot of other community activities prior to all of that. And long story short, I had a background in entertainment and research in the entertainment field, and really felt that Newport, being such a beautiful location and its proximity to Hollywood, was a definite advantage. And so we felt that if other places around the world can host film festivals, Newport's a natural fit for that. And that was 15 years ago. And now we bring out about 53,000 people.
Wow.
We host ourselves about 25 different events, and there are many, many others that are hosted by private companies and organizations and groups. And I think the most important thing that I've realized after doing all these things for the last couple of years is that if people have never gone to a film festival, they may have heard of Sundance, they may have heard of Cannes, but they're open to the public, and you can buy tickets and you can participate. You can meet many of the people who are both in front of and behind the camera, and that makes it a really special opportunity for people to interact and celebrate film not only as an art form, but also as entertainment.
Great. You just had someone on our chat room say, yay, Greg. Paula Coker. So you have a fan club already.
Well, there we go.
Well, that's wonderful.
But I also want to say that
Yes.
when I called in earlier, I did hear the post party for the Pacific Rim is actually going to be at the Jaguar Land Rover dealership in Newport Beach.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you
corrected me. It's a little different
corrected me.
location than we've had in the past.
Okay.
And we're very excited about that. They're a new partner of ours.
Wonderful.
And,
that's my dealer, by the way.
Well, there you go.
They didn't tell me.
You
Yay,
can get your
Jaguar.
car tuned up while you're going to the party.
Perfect.
So it's not a bad deal.
Perfect.
And it's the films we have are just wonderful.
Talk about
my
some
team-
films. What's your favorite
Sure.
one?
The Chinese spotlight is a film called Benz, and it's really a story of how two women from very, very different positions in life share common bonds over overcoming hurdles. One is a very, very wealthy woman who lives the rich life in Hong Kong, and the other woman is her driver. And together they really work through a number of personal issues and understand, though they come from very different socioeconomic backgrounds, the challenges they face and the problems that they have to overcome are things that they can work on together.
Perfect.
And then we have the film Unforgiven, and that's our Japanese spotlight. It's a remake of the Clint Eastwood classic Western.
Oh.
And it's set during the 1800s in Japan, and it's a story of an aging samurai played by Ken Watanabe, who is called upon to avenge some people in a local village. And it's Clint Eastwood's film. You'll love our film, and it's a beautiful, very, very
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Strong film.
Yeah, that sounds like the opposite of when the Japanese made the Seven Samurai, and then the Americans did their own version. So we're going opposite now.
Yep, most certainly. It's and Clint Eastwood was thrilled with the remake. It was one of the rare times that he was given permission for that, and he was extremely happy with the outcome of that.
Great.
And our Korean spotlight is a film called Cold Eyes. It's actually a remake of a Hong Kong film, but it was, if not the number one, in the top one or two films in Korea last year.
Wow.
And it is a high-tech thriller set in Korea, and it's awesome. Great cast, and just keeps you on the edge of your seat, and truly is one of the strongest films we have at the festival. So you look at the Asian component of the Pacific Rim Spotlight and our showcase. Really, each film is exceptionally strong and represents some of the best filmmaking coming out of each country.
I really love, it just hit me, I want to congratulate you on the way that this film festival also helps, I think, Americans broaden. I think because we're a little ethnocentric because we are Hollywood, and so we think any film has to really come out of here to be a film, and not even to cut us some slack. I don't think we do that on purpose, but there's a tendency to not think about films outside of that category of foreign film. Right, that there's an actual a plethora of really good films that are international, made international, and that they actually prefer some of their homegrown films to ours, which is a good thing.
Oh, it is, and I think that's the wonderful aspect of film, and that's one of the wonderful aspects of the Newport Beach Film Festival is there's something for everybody.
Yes.
And with over 350 films from 50 different countries, we're able to celebrate both, those things which make our cultures unique, but also those things which unite us.
Yes.
And I think, I'm very proud of what we're able to do to celebrate the different communities that make up Orange County, and especially Southern California, and the idea of being able to see, major films from the countries that are represented. I think it's a really cool opportunity for people, and then to go celebrate afterwards, as you pointed out, at a post party that has a hosted bar,
right,
and great food from award-winning restaurants and entertainment, and it's really accessible elegance is one of the things we've talked about with people.
Like that. That's me. That's my new nickname. What accessible? Well, I'm single now, so I'm accessible, right? Sorry.
Where people want to. Come out and have a fun time and really enjoy themselves, and that's the great thing about the Newport Beach Film Festival.
And it's only $40, right?
That's
for
correct.
This
$40.
Film.
It covers the movie and the post party, and you don't pay for anything else after that.
That's awesome.
And it's a really great deal.
That is a great deal, and they can go to nbff.com. Newport Beach. No.
Actually, it's newportbeachfilmfest.com.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of your Twitter, your bird name.
The hashtags.
Yes.
So yes, so NewportBeachFilmFest.com.
Okay.
And actually, right on the homepage, they're for people who don't like using the internet and feel that most websites are tough to navigate. Our showcase titles are right there on little buttons, and you just look for the one that's it'll say Korean Spotlight or Japanese Spotlight, and you click right on it, and it'll take you to buy tickets and tell you more information about where the event is. We're partnering with Uber this year, so if they've never used the car service, Uber is doing a special promotion with us, and you just put in NBFF if you're a new user, and you get a $50 credit with Uber, and that's going to take you quite a long way on your first ride with Uber.
I'm going to try that.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. And that's April 28th for the event.
Rim.
I did get that right. Yes. And what time does it start?
Well, I'm trying to start with in the order that it is. At the Japanese Spotlight, Unforgiven at 7:15. Mm-hmm. The Korean Spotlight, Cold Eyes, is at 7:30, and Ben's, the Chinese Spotlight, is at 8 p.m. So you have to pick one.
Yeah, that's the bummer, because I want to see all of them.
I know. It's a toughie, but it's the way we want to kind of build these things to get the entire community out to support. Mm. And then immediately following the screenings, we have our Pacific Rim Showcase party.
Great, where I'm getting my car done.
There you go.
Wonderful, Greg. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely. And anyone you want to give a shout out to, a breath of love, anyone you want to say hi to?
Well, I want to say hi to my mom and dad, and to my brother Christopher, and to my girlfriend Vanessa. But also a big thank you to the entire team at the Newport Beach Film Festival for all their hard work, not only during the festival but throughout the year.
Wonderful. Peace and blessings to you, Greg. I look forward to seeing you on April 28th. And thank you for the free 2 tickets.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Take care, Greg. All right. That was kind of cool. Yeah, that was supposed to be later on in the show, but we just moved him in the beginning. I love the flexibility of radio when it works. But it's good. Tony and I should probably get a camera on you. So it looks like Michelle is still making her way in. So I am going to, let's see, we'll do the balance bar. Do you have my magic wand there? And then we'll do that balance bar now. Yay! I get to convince you to join me in the beautiful Red Rocks of Sedona, Arizona. And if you're not on my Facebook, I pretty much live out loud on my Facebook. So please go to Marissa Pay or Dr. Marissa on Facebook and friend me and give me the finger, thumbs up, and that way you'll always sort of know where to find me, or my website, the number 4 balance.org. And I would love to have you join me for a 2-day amazing extravaganza at the Los Abrigados Resort and Spa. And on those 2 days, I take you on a little journey to yourself and teach you some tools, life balance tools that get that crazy monkey mind, self-sabotaging, critical, that voice that says you shouldn't have said that, or you should have done this, or you shouldn't have done that, and that's not enough, and oh, you screwed up again, and how many times do you have to do that, and what have you done lately, and all that critical stuff that goes on in most of our heads, that there are ways to put that voice in the passenger side so that it's not driving you off a cliff in your car. And so that's what we cover at my annual retreat in the Vortexes. If you've never been to Sedona, some people say Sedona is actually more beautiful than Grand Canyon, and I'm a little biased. I would have to say that too. It's phenomenal. If you don't want to work with me, you can just go to Sedona and stay at the spa and in the tub. But it is a wonderful time. We have a small group of women. Although, if you're a man and you'd like to also come out, I do some separate work, then just come out. It's a wonderful, relaxing, and rejuvenating and transformative weekend. So that's May 17th and 18th. And it's $800, which most say, wow, that's reasonable. It includes a night at the Los Abrigados Resort and Spa and working with me. But here's the great news. Drum roll. We do have a drum roll, right? There we go. Well, that's a long drum roll. Yeah. So I had an early bird special, $300 off, because I can just offer at cost. But it ended on tax day, because that's usually when the special ends with the resort. But I talked to John, and he's willing to extend it until the 30th, so I can still offer the at cost price of $500. So that's 2 days a night, and includes continental breakfast and snacks all day. So please do sign up. If you pay in full now, you get that $500 resort. Yay! It's the weekend after Mother's Day. Perfect Mother's Day gift, and it's especially for the woman that never has time for herself. So that's number one. Number two is join me at the Newport Beach Film Festival. That's April 28th, but the tickets are for the whole festival, which runs from April 26th to May 3rd. And then, last but not least, is the California Women's Conference. And Michelle is, unfortunately, I think, still stuck. Tony, you said there was something going on the freeway, right? There was the motorcycle police officer, his service, his funeral. So the 101 is closed if you're going up that way. I did see that sign. That's why I got off. But in taking a deep breath and just releasing peace and healing love to the friends and family of all those impacted by his transition. And anyone, actually, if you're going through any time right now that you are feeling the loss of anyone, I think Easter is a time that some people remember those who have transitioned. So just knowing that they are on the other side waiting for us when it's our time. And if you're a woman who is feeling, okay, so we're going to have this conversation. Yes, Tony just went like this. So that's the Catty. And I'm going to pretend I'm having this conversation with Michelle. Can I talk like this? Yes, you can talk like that. Can you turn your mic on? Could you? Would you?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Oh, good.
You want me to?
Yes,
okay.
I want you to. Tony,
Yes.
Tony Sweet is one of my favorite people in the world. So
Aw,
this is
thank
what
you.
it was meant to be. We're meant to. You're gonna warm up for Michelle. So why a women's conference in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the reasons why, and I'm on the board of directors, so I can actually speak for Michelle for the California Women's Conference. One of the reasons why it's necessary for women to have something to connect at and have something to be inspired with. One of the reasons is the same reason why I have the retreat, which is we have a tendency, most women, to want to be all to all. And we are very role oriented. So if I ask you who you are, you say, I am. Oh, the door's here. Yay. Nope, it's Christian.
It's
Michelle.
just Christian.
Well, Christian, you're going to have to wait because I'm having a conversation with Tony.
Have a seat right there.
Yeah, have a seat. My sound engineer. So women have a tendency for two things that I see in my life balance coaching practice. One is they are constantly doing something, trying to be a good mom, a good boss, a good coworker, a good friend, a good daughter, a good sister, and they're exhausted because they're trying to always do or be for everyone else. And if I ask most women, what do you want? What do you like to do? What's your favorite thing? And it's like, well, the family likes to do this, or my daughters like to do that, or no. What do you like? So one of the reasons why we have a conference like this is to force you to celebrate you and take time out to do something that's for you. How many of us have I don't know, maybe you're not a woman, but do you
Just on weekends.
just okay,
just
that's
kidding.
another
Right.
that's another episode.
Yeah, right.
But my guess is most women, and raise your hand, I can't see you, but I'm going to imagine, raise your hand if you have a back room filled with magazines and books that you say, one day I am going to read them. Raise your hand. Come on. I know you're out there.
You in the back. I can see you. You know.
Yeah, I can see you too. So this is a chance to grab your girlfriend and go to a place where, for a very nominal price, to bring the event about. It's in the Long Beach Convention Center. We have programming. We have guests who are meant to not just inspire you. So we have Ariana Huffington coming in. We have Gina Davis, who is an actress in the category that I had Fran Dresser on. They're actresses, but more than that, they're using the notoriety they have to bring awareness. Gina Davis has a foundation. Fran Dresser has the Cancer Smasher. I love the way, especially the women in Hollywood, use their attention to help. So we have Gina Davis in that category, Jane Pauley coming on.
I just put a picture
Did
up.
you
That
put-
picture of you and Jane Pauley side by side.
Yes, that's the speaker. That's on the speaker page. We have men too. Jack Canfield. We have Bob
somebody.
Proctor.
Yeah, there
Lots and lots of inspiring people. And I'm going to be opening with meditation, so we handle the spirit side as well, and we have spiritual speakers as well. So, and we have body, so we have physical people talking about superfoods, people talking about healthy nutrition. We have great top of the line speakers on that. We have community speakers, we have social speakers, we have relationship speakers. So we're hitting all 7 categories of what it is to have a balanced, fulfilled, and happy life. And the theme is better together, which means we're going to come together as women because we do have the second tendency. So the first tendency is we're always rushing and, we don't take that time to kind of fill ourselves. The second is, have you ever worked for a woman boss?
Oh, yeah.
If you had a choice to work for a woman or work for a man,
I've had some great experiences with both.
Okay.
But as in women that were amazing, and then some that were just evil. Yeah, that were just very hard to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's research that actually shows that most will choose a male boss versus a female boss because their experiences have been very negative. And I just find that it's kind of like one of those oxymorons or those paradoxes, because here we are, it's a man's world, traditionally men are in the workplace, and as we talked about on NBC yesterday, we have more and more women in the workforce where it's not a phenomena anymore, it's a reality. We're the majority. We're still not the majority in the top levels of the organization, and we're working to equality. We're working to, be in the same place. We want equal pay for equal work. And so you would think that women would naturally help women, right?
And you would think, especially now, within less than 10 years, I think it was 6 years, that it's going to be the 100th anniversary of the right to vote. I mean, women that it was because of them. And my great-grandmother was part of that in Chicago, is standing up and saying, we want the right to vote.
Yes.
And so listen, I've interviewed many people on my show, and from psychics to, spiritual healers to self-help people, and almost every single one said the women, when they come together, are the ones that are going to save this planet, are the ones that are going to really change the world, because men, their egos too much. And I agree. I think women, I've seen it too many times that they're fighting for the same cause. Why not just go on and get on the same band?
Yes. It is kind of a weird paradox.
Yeah.
And so I heard something, one of my favorite teachers is Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, And he said in one of his talks a couple weeks ago the difference between envy and jealousy. And something went off in my head that sort of explained, and I'm guilty of it too. You know, when I hear of someone doing really well, Oprah,
Right.
or a woman
What
that
do you
is
call her?
doing really, no, I love Oprah. No, never. She's a huge role model for me. It's a very honorable moniker. And so jealousy apparently is, the definition is you want something that they have.
Right.
Okay. So I'm jealous. I want to be you or what you have. So you're co-owner at Universal Broadcasting.
There's so many to do.
So
No,
I'm
I'm kidding.
jealous. So as an example,
Right.
or you get a guest that I want. Like you get the Dalai Lama first,
How'd you
or
know?
you get you get the Dalai Lama and I don't get Dalai Lama. So I'm jealous that you have the Dalai Lama. Natural reaction, and I'm working at not having that. But envy is when you don't want them to have it. So it's jealousy on steroids.
Right. Which is
Which is really
poison.
Poison. Thank you. So the lesson for me was, if I want to be happy most of the time, 88% of the time, and for those of you who still don't know why I pick 88, it's because 8's a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homonym for good fortune. So double good fortune. It's also infinity, always happy. So if I'm a high vibration kind of girl and I want to be happy most of the time, then I don't want low vibration feelings like envy and jealousy. Mm-hmm. So how do I get out of those natural human tendencies that seem to be on steroids with women and women, even more so than with men? So there's studies on that as well. So how do I get out of that? Well, my big brother Michael said an interesting trick is, if I believe that there's enough good in the world for everyone, not just, so there's not a fixed pie of goodness. So you can have all the happiness in the world, you can have all the goodness in the world, you can have all the abundance and prosperity and wealth and bliss and peace and serenity, all of that. There's no fixed pie. So if you're happy, it doesn't take away from me. So the best analogy is breath. If I take a breath, I'm not robbing breath from you. There's more than enough breath to go around. And in that same way, there's more than enough goodness to go around. There's more than enough notoriety to go around. There's more than enough having the best of. It's not if I get it, you don't get it. So then that translates into, when I hear of someone doing really, really well. So Michelle's a great example. She got to go to the UN and address the UN.
Nice.
And her daughter's birthday was there, and they stood up and sang happy birthday, and it was a wonderful thing. So if I fall into the natural gut reaction of an egomaniac with an inferiority complex, okay, if I do my natural negative, low vibration reaction and go, or jealousy is, I wish I could have gone to the UN. And then envy is, who does she think she is, getting to go to the UN when I've worked so hard, harder than her, and it's not fair, and I should be able to go too, and then she must have slept with someone on the UN. And so
Why are you looking at me? I'm just kidding.
so there's envy and jealousy.
There's a big difference.
Right?
I mean,
so
yeah.
so that's what happens if I stay in that low vibration. But and that's saying that I can't have that. But if I take the more than enough view, I can do that too. She has just proved that anything is possible, that I can do the same thing, or I can do more, or I could do a different path, and I could have that same wonderful feeling of contribution, that same wonderful feeling of specialness. I don't have to go to the UN. I can get recognized by myself first. I can say, did I do something really amazing today with the time that I had and the resources I had and with the gifts that I have? Yeah. I'm able to.
What's funny is, not just popped in my head what you just said. I interviewed Montel Williams a couple weeks ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm jealous.
I know. Don't be jealous. Don't be a hater.
I'm envy. No.
But what he said, it's something that stuck in my mind. And he says, every time I go to sleep, and he goes, I started saying this to myself every day. And he goes, now it's just a habit of mine. He goes, when I go to bed, he goes, what did I do today that that I can talk about in a positive way tomorrow? And I thought that's amazing to say, what did I do today to share with somebody tomorrow? What did I do today that made a difference to somebody's life tomorrow? You know, there's so many things that you can use with that statement, because it's true.
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Christian, can I borrow you for a second? Can you go look for Michelle? I'm going to give you my phone with her number, and if you could go see if you can find her outside. And then Tony, is the camera on you? Can they
no,
see
it's
you?
not on me.
Oh,
but
can
okay.
we move one, or
Unfortunately,
we can't? Oh, we can't. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, because
They'll just
Tony's
have to
like really
imagine.
cute, and he's he's an interviewer extraordinaire. So he has his own show called
On Air with Tony Sweet.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for a long time. How many years?
6 years.
Almost 6 years. How many shows? What is that?
443, I think.
That's amazing.
I can't believe it. It's hard to believe, but a great time.
And my love for him, and the way that I know that I can do this with women as well, is I want the best for him. And when he has success and has a lot of, and you've had Montel Williams, you've had a lot of really.
I've had Oscar winners three of the ones that I've really been proud of. I mean, there's a lot I've been proud of, but Monique, the Oscar winner. She was one of my first big ones, and she came back after she won the Oscars because she said I treated her so well. I had Larry Hagman on my show before he passed away.
Wow,
Rue
that's
McClanahan before she passed away. And then, of course, Debbie Reynolds came in studio and didn't want to leave because she had such a great time. But, and I used to, and I really want to start doing this again, is I used to tell people on my show, if I can do this, you can do it.
Right.
That was always how I started my show.
Right.
I'm a country boy from Kansas. I said, if I can do it, you can do it, because there's nothing special about me other than I believe my dreams. I believe, and I reach for my dreams. And, that's the biggest thing, is that don't let anybody take away your dreams. If it's another woman, if it's a man, if it's whatever, parent or siblings, don't ever change that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to dream.
That's right. If you don't dream, you die, from Flashdance.
Wasn't that also...
Or wait, was that Flashdance or
something? But Martin Luther King said something like that. He says, if you don't have something to believe in, you're already dead.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Like that. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that.
So, what else do you? Where were we on the women thing? I lost my thought for a second.
You were talking about the envy, between envy and jealousy.
So if I practice this new little tool, so anytime someone says, look what I've done, or look, I know what I wanted to say. Here's another interesting thing that men do really well and women can learn to do better in business. So you're going to be my representative, man.
Okay.
So men have a really easy time promoting each other. Michelle and I talked about it on the show, Smart Money Talk Radio yesterday. Like, men will say, and that's how UPS or FedEx, she couldn't remember which one was started. The group of guys decided to go into the company. They were all working at the company. Says, for the next year, every time we're with each other, let's talk each other up. And they said, did you hear about what so-and-so, he, delivered whatever packages, and did you, he landed this account? And they did that for each other, this small group of guys. And they worked their way up the organization and ended up opening their own organization. I mean, that to me is a great example for women in business. I agree with you. I think women have absolutely special skills that can enhance the organization, that we are a little less egocentric, maybe. Well, we definitely are more self-conscious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Right.
I agree with
Men
that.
kind of can move around, and if I go to the gym,
Yo,
you know,
what's up?
then they're all, you know, in their full glory, and they think they look good. And I've said this on the show before, and I said it on yesterday's show. I wish I had that ability to not be so critical when I look at my body. I wish I had that, you know, ability to just be comfortable,
Well, look at some of
letting
these
it all
like
hang
300-pound guys go to the beach with a G-string on and like act like they look good, and you're
Yeah.
thinking, really? Wow. So I mean, it's not for me. It's not an envy thing,
Right.
or it's jealousy. It's just like I guess in a way, it's like, wow, I wish I could just, you know, take my shirt off if I
Right,
put
right,
on
and
extra
be
5 pounds and you know, go, hey, I
Yeah.
look damn good.
Yeah, they you know, they have that on iFunny, that the different vision. The guy looks into the mirror and he sees, you know, buff, and the woman looks in the mirror and they see this, you know, fat and hanging out, muffin top and all that. But yeah, that's why I say have a guy day. You know,
Hey, that's a good
right?
idea.
Have a guy day. Look at yourself the way that a guy does. So most women think they are less attractive, fatter, and not as smart as they actually are. But you are. And
You
most
are.
men, on the other hand, think they are better looking, more buff, and have more hair than they actually do. So have a guy day.
Most of them probably do just on their back and their
Okay, no more visual on that.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. So that's another thing that women can learn from men in the workplace. We have to be better at supporting each other in the workplace. So women learn. Oh, I have another one that I was going to bring up. Most men can disagree with each other in the workplace. They can come to almost heated blows during a meeting,
and go
and
have a
then
beer afterwards.
go have a beer afterwards. Many women,
Mm.
I've watched them in a meeting, and they disagree, and they get to vehement disagreement, and then they don't talk to each other basically for the rest of their life
I've
at
seen
that
that a
organization.
lot.
Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No.
But
See, I'm the same way. I'm a person. If you want to disagree with me, I'm fine. That's okay.
oh, my camera's off.
Oh, you don't want to? Yeah. There you go. You look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, very
Thank you,
welcome.
darling. You know, I
Hello.
just thought I had another thought. It's Christian, if you can hear me, come back in. We should probably just get her on the phone just to say hi before the
can do that.
show's over. But
know.
I don't have
Oh,
her.
he took your
Yeah,
phone.
He took the phone. Yeah. But so please visit CaliforniaWomen'sConference.com and join me. I know what I wanted to talk about. I am
what?
having a panel at the conference. So in addition to opening with meditation, I am having a panel called Breaking the Sex Ceiling.
Ooh, what does that mean, Dr. Marissa?
It means that I'm taking my monthly series of sexual healing with Dr. Marissa and taking it to the conference in the form of a panel. And it's not a panel anymore. It's more like a duo, a dynamic duo. And
There she is.
Look at how beautiful you look right here. And we'll get you for the most important part, which is the closing.
I know. I was like,
Cans, please. I'm going to put your cans on. There we go. This beautiful woman is allowing me to do that panel called Breaking the Sex Ceiling, and I'll talk a little bit about it. But this is the president. Let me get your official. Here we go. Michelle Patterson is the president of Global Women Foundation, a public charity that serves to provide support, leadership, and advocacy for women's initiatives around the globe. She's also the founder, president, and CEO of Women Network, a digital media company giving women a voice to share their message. In 2012, Ms. Patterson took over the reins of the well-known California Women's Conference, continuing its 28-year tradition as the nation's preeminent conference for women. A perfect example of the objective Governor Duke Majan set out when he first started the conference and made a household word by Maria Shriver. Michelle's a sought-after media commentator, Huffington Post, CNBC, Fox Business News, Bloomberg, dozens of California TV stations, and she's going to be on Steve Harvey, woohoo! An energetic and engaging public speaker, host of a weekly radio show on Women Network Talk Radio. Ms. Patterson is also the headlining author for a women's anthology featuring notable celebrity contributors to be released by Ben Bella Books in fall 2013. It's her third book. Please welcome, we're going to have two applauses for Michelle Patterson. Woo!
I love it. So I get to see you 2 days in a row.
I know.
This is so nice. I love
It
your
is.
outfit.
Thank you. I
You
love
look
yours
gorgeous.
too. Perfect color.
Lots
Yes,
of color.
absolutely. Let me see the shoes.
See shoes.
Ooh, very nice. So,
So did you talk about your panel? Did you talk about what
it's
you...
not? No, I just a little bit, and I talked about the conference, but I want to give you the rest of the time. So tell me, okay, so what's your favorite part of putting this conference on?
Great question. So I love right now. I love the magic that happens when you have over 1,000 people that come together to make the event happen. I love the event, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I mean, it's so fun when you're there and you've seen everything come together, but it's right now. It doesn't matter if I'm on the phone with the United Nations or I'm talking to Dr. Marissa Pay or I'm talking across the board. Everyone has a mindset of how can I help? What do you need me to do? And our theme is better together. And I was just telling somebody as I was driving in that it's so refreshing to see women supporting women. And, what do we need to do to really just extend, the help and be able to support one another and not have this scarcity mode, but really have this mindset of, let's put something on that's magical, that's worldwide, this global event. And I'll share with you one of the panels that I'm really, really excited about, besides yours, is the panel. I went in and called on all the major blogs out there. So I reached out to Ariana Huffington with Huffington Post and Amanda Steinberg with the Daily Worth and Michelle at Empower Her. And we have Blogger, so Alyssa's coming. And we have Women Network, the new kids on the block. And the mindset was, what would happen if we collectively came together? Again, with the theme, better together.
Right.
So if you can imagine up on the stage, when you look up and you see these CEOs, that's over 100 million subscribers. I mean, think about the magic that happens when you come together and to be able to go out and communicate, what's happening. So we've got all of these blogs working with us and getting that messaging out there. But it's the mindset of we're better together.
Yes. And why is that we aren't naturally better together? Why does it seem like women have this thing to be catty?
I think we are naturally better together. I think what's happened is for so long we've competed for that one spot, or we feel like we have to compare. We don't. We absolutely don't. And there's a story I like to tell. My neighbor, who is they have 10 children, and my son is best friends with their son Alex. And the mom, her name's Trina, and my son is over at their home, and Trina's cooking pancakes. And she's a stay-home mom. She's got these 10 kids. I mean, brilliant individual. So she's making pancakes, and my son says to the whole group, "My mom can't make pancakes. My mom's a terrible cook," which is true. I am a horrible cook. I can't make toast.
I make really good reservations.
Exactly. I'm really good at that, but I'm not good. That was one of the gifts I did not get. And so my son is saying this, and Trina's making these pancakes, and she looks over at my son, and she stops what she's doing and sits down, And she says, Chase, she goes, your mom, she may not be the best pancake maker, but she's out helping other moms. And let me tell you what she does. And there she started talking about what I'm doing. So instead of, as my son said this, instead of being over there going, you're right, Chase, I am the best pancake maker, and that's too
Right.
bad your mom doesn't know how to make pancakes.
Right.
Instead of doing that, she took this moment and created a teaching moment for not only my son, but all these kids that are
That's
watching
beautiful.
this. So my son books on home, and, of course he's like, I just threw my mom under the bus. And he says, Mom, I think you're great, but this is what I said. And so I'm listening to him. So I call Trina. And there we are. We're on the phone. I'm crying. She's crying. And what we were talking about was, she goes, Michelle, she goes, you're out speaking at this place and doing this. And she goes, I'm a stay-home mom. I go, Trina, first of all, you homeschool, all these kids. I said, you're brilliant. I go, I can't, I couldn't do half the things that you do. And we just had this moment of what would happen if rather than be judgmental or the working moms looking at the moms that are stay home or passing judgment, or what, we are exceptional. We
Yes.
are perfect exactly the way we are. And we're doing the very, very, very best that we can do. And it does. It takes a village to raise a family.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
go at this independently of one another?
Yeah.
Why not have Trina come in, and why not support? And so that's what she did. And I think that if we can all lead, the way Trina did, wow, this
Yeah.
world would be pretty
Yeah.
powerful.
It would be. It would be. And, I was trying to think back, because we love each other and we talk about how much we love each other and how close we are. We actually haven't known each other for that long. It's been probably 3, maybe 4 years. But you're the perfect example of what I was talking about earlier, where when I first met you, you were complimentary and you did not come at me ego. Like there was no ego at all. And so I could no ego back at her. So it wasn't, well, what does she want from me? And what is she about? And what has she got? What can she offer me? Which is all ego talk at the beginning. How much, what is she selling? So I think a practical reason, if I assess how well we do, is because that's how we came together. And then followed up by compliments. I mean, she just compliments the crap out of me.
I do. I
and
love
I compliment the crap out of her. I love you too. And that just makes it, and Tony loves us both, but that just makes it, gel. And if we can, as women, just today, starting right now, I swear, raise your right hand.
I swear.
I swear that every woman, if you're on the air, I swear that every single woman, and I'm going to adopt something from Deepak Chopra. He says, at every moment, you get to choose love or grievance. Grievance is down that envy, jealousy way. Okay. So in every moment, I want to choose love in every single one of my interactions. And we'll start the easy way. We'll start with everyone new. So every new person that you meet from this point forward, if you can try to be cognizant and just smile at them, nothing else, just smile. You walk by them, just smile. I did it at the gym this morning, so I'm practicing what I preach. Just smile. And the smile that comes back at you makes your day. And then we can go to a compliment, and then we can go into, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I make your life a little easier? If we can start doing that, dang, we will be the change that we want to see. And I don't do this
love
perfectly.
that. Well, and I think too,
Wouldn't it be great
it's a
if
call to
everybody at the
action.
conference did that? Like
and,
that
and,
was the
and
opening
practice that and did that
for
all
3
the
days
time.
at the conference.
Well, if you look at too, and what really inspires me and motivates me, I mean, kind of my journey, and I believe again, no accidents. I mean, I had the opportunity to interview the governor who started the conference 29 years ago for the 8th grade school paper, Governor George Deukmejian.
That's
And
right.
I mean, and here he took, again, didn't know me, here's this 12-year-old kid, very, just shy, the whole bit. He came back and I'm asking him really important questions. What's your favorite hobby? How many kids do you have? And he's like, Michelle, that was the best interview. And I remember at that moment thinking, wow, I matter. somebody took the time to tell me that I matter. And so think of that gift.
Yeah.
For me now, 29 years later, I have the honor of continuing on this legacy, that Maria Shriver took to a whole new level, to be able to be in this space.
Yeah.
But I did it because I was inspired. And so it goes back to, if we can be the Governor George Duke Majans, the
Yes.
Trinas of the world, and practice that way. And I love that you said that, I didn't go in and there was no ego. I definitely was asking. I think oftentimes what women, I asked, and I can remember, and you were so heartfelt, but it's, Dr. Marissa Pay, I need your help. I'm putting on the largest, longest running conference, and this is what I'm doing, and I would love your involvement. And so I think the piece that we need to remember, it's, with women, is ask. Ask for the help. We think that we have to have all the answers. We've got to go at it by ourselves. You don't have to. Ask for the help.
Right.
And that makes me feel great to know, because there wasn't the ego coming in. It truly was, I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
This is where we're going.
Yeah.
Get involved. And that's what you responded to. It was like, wow, I have that same passion, which you
Yes.
do.
Yes, I
How
do.
can we come together and do this collectively?
Yeah, you are definitely making a difference on the planet as a beneficial presence. So you get the Dr. Marissa Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award for today. Woo!
Where's
Yay! and Tony's kindly let us go over and over and over the time. But so what would you like? Oh, first, we're expecting how many people? How many thousands of people?
You know
it's
what?
like amazing.
What's happening now, it's not even just at the conference. We've actually have YouTube involved. We've got Universal. This will be the first time that we do a concert both Monday and Tuesday night. We have Mary Lambert, who's going to be performing. And for men, we actually jumped in our statistics. It's 17% is men. The men are figuring out, okay, wow, the women represent 78% of the consumer, 85% of the decision maker. So this is about men and women coming together to make sure that women have the resources, they have the tools, because we've seen that when women are involved, when women participate in government positions, on boards, in executive roles, that communities thrive, countries thrive. Everybody makes more money.
Yeah.
If you want to just look at it from a dollars and cents standpoint,
Right.
it's a great, great thing for our country to have the equality.
Absolutely. Who would you like to send some love out to before we go off the air? Who do
You know
wanna
what?
say?
Probably my husband.
Aw, he's a cutie patootie
He
too.
is. I'm a handful. We've been married 17 years, and I get going on these projects, and whether he likes it or not, he's part of my projects. And so I really appreciate him. I think
What's his name?
Eric.
Hi,
Patterson.
Eric.
Yeah, he's
Love
he's
at ya.
a keeper. He's a keeper. And I think I was just telling one of my friends, one of the secrets is for me, and I don't practice this all the time. I constantly have to remind myself, but it's, your family, your husband, that's your number one client.
Yes.
Do they get the best of you, or do they get the last of you at the end of the day?
Good point.
And
Good point.
I'm always going to have these projects. This conference, we're putting it all over the world. We've been putting it in different locations. And so just being mindful of, how do we have that balance? How do we nurture our close relationships?
Yes. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Get your tickets. They're going.
Yes.
Our tables, we're running out. It's California Women's Conference.com. So check out who's there. We've got over 100 amazing speakers coming in from all over the world.
Yes, go to the website. You'll see the speaker list. Very, very impressive. It's the most impressive women's conference and the largest women's conference in the world. That's why I'm on the board. And
And we love you on the board.
Well, and I get to give away 2 free tickets. So the first 2 to go to my website and sign the guest book and put in California Women's Conference wanna go, get the 2 free tickets. And that's worth over $100 now, right? Or
Yeah,
something
they're
like-
$129.
$129.
And actually, just because I got stuck in the horrible accident traffic on the way over, so let's do 4.
Oh, 4 free tickets. Woo! Yay! So today, yes, I'm practicing my honorable moniker, the Asian Oprah, and giving stuff away. So 4 free tickets to California Women's Conference and 2 free tickets to the Newport Beach Film Festival, the Pacific Rim Showcase.
I love that. That's
yes,
a great event as well.
It is. So that's it for today's show. You are in luck. Next week, it's all about sex again. My monthly
favorite
series,
topic.
my favorite topic. It's called Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa with co-host Dr. Robin Milhauser. So please tune in next Tuesday at Naturally High noon for advice about the bedroom that I'm not using, obviously. So tune in next Tuesday, www.ubnradio.com, Channel 1 for Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. It's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.